Hello, my name is Mr. Murphy, and this is Book Critique number 3. It's that time again, time for another round of awesome children's books, as well as one feature text that we'll explore even further. Let's go. Our featured text for today is The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats, who also illustrates the book as well. The story is about exactly what the title suggests, a snowy day. A young boy, Peter, decides to go exploring, playing with the snow in many and varied ways, going on many adventures. It's the perfect story for a cold winter's day, with beautiful illustrations that make the snow seem so much bigger than Peter. These were a few of the many reasons I chose this book for today, but I also like the simplicity of its story, and the curiosity and the liveliness of the main character, Peter. The story paints a very realistic neighborhood, with very realistic kids, and very realistic ways of playing with the snow, that made me feel very nostalgic reading it. Everything felt so relatable, and I'm positive that the same thing would happen with my students. My first lesson idea is centered around writing. The grade level for this lesson is kindergarten. Using Nearpod, students would have the chance to think back to their favorite memories in the snow. Nearpod is an awesome tool that not only makes for engaging presentations, but also allows students to interact with the screen in various ways. The ways I've come up with divide the writing process into 2 steps, a brainstorming session, and then illustrating the ideas. So here, they could work together to come up with a bunch of ideas for what they could do in the snow or what they enjoy doing in the snow. And then, using this activity, draw it, they can do exactly that and draw around here. I even inserted a snowy background to make the activity more interactive. You can also insert different images as well. This would help the students to understand writing in a more visual sense, all with the help of a very fun and interactive app. I highly recommend it. My second lesson idea is centered around geography. After reading this book, I realized that other states might not get as much snow as Peter and his neighborhood in the book. Therefore, I decided to have kindergarten students think and discuss what kinds of activities children would do or play in other, maybe warmer states, like Arizona. Alaska would be an example of a very snowy state, for example, and New York could be a more diverse state with areas with lots of snow and areas with less snow. This way, we would come up with a lot of different ideas for playing in the wintertime, whether cold or warm, and just see how different the cultures would be between even 2 states. Let's move on to the other books featured in this book critique. The Rough Patch is the tale of a fox named Evan and his best friend, his dog. They love spending time together, and especially love working together on a garden. However, one day Evan's dog dies, and he is unable to handle the death well, destroying his garden. Through the destruction, something wonderful happens that allows Evan to accept the past and move on, turning a bad situation into something he can treasure forever. In The Giver, a young boy named Jonas is assigned, unlike the other boys in his community, to be the receiver of memory, a very high and mighty status. This means that he will undertake training that allows him to receive the wisdom and experience of the Giver, one who holds the history and memories of the past, which have been forgotten by the rest of the community. Slowly, Jonas is able to learn about things like color, fun, and even things like war and suffering. Upon learning the dark secret of his community, Jonas must now make a decision of his own: fight or flight. Maniac Magee is about an orphan named Jeffrey, who against his will must stay with his awful aunt and uncle. A year later, after running away from them, he comes across a motley group of kids and adults, and amazes them with feats and a series of misadventures, and is able to find a way to turn both his life and those he encounters around. Finally, and probably my favorite book of this bunch, Officer Buckle and Gloria is about a dynamic duo, a cop and his loyal dog. Officer Buckle gives safety talks at Knappville Elementary, but is not the most exciting person to listen to. After getting his dog Gloria, his talks become much more interesting, but not for the reason he thinks. This is a very fun and funny story that has a valuable lesson about friendship, along with some good safety tips. And with that, those are the 5 books featured in my 3rd book critique. Thanks for watching.